Hello, it is Sunday, May 5th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Sunday crossword today, which means we've got a themed puzzle with a title, quite an evocative title from the Astronaut's Logbook. Very curious to see what this is all about. We'll find out soon enough. And this intriguingly titled edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Quotidiophile, Overfull Hitbox, and as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster and the ineffable Josh Bordeaux. Thank you so much to the four of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support, which does help make this series a sustainable part of my daily work. I really do appreciate that. And if you'd like to join their ranks, you can do so at patreon.com/dailysolve or via the link in the description field underneath the video, and there you'll find all of the bonus videos available to patrons, as well as for benefactors like those four, the official Let's Check the Crosses Daily Solve mug. And thank you to everybody who's backed the Patreon campaign at any level. I really do appreciate it. And thanks as well if you've subscribed to the channel on YouTube, liked the videos, commented from time to time. Those things are all helpful. And you can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server, a nice, friendly chat community whose link is also in the description field. So having said all that, let's get on to today's crossword, which has been constructed by Daniel Bodley, who's constructed, I think, nearly 10 puzzles for the New York Times. It was edited once again by Joel Faliano. It's entitled From the Astronaut's Logbook. Let's find out why, and let's start solving. Language suffix. Ish or ease. Or, I mean, obviously there are going to be other options, but let's see. Religion in which zakat is practiced. Islam, I believe. That would make language suffix ish. I'm fairly confident about this. Let's put it in and see if it gives me anything from these. Bit of well-wishing on a hot day. Stay cool? That seems reasonable. Leaf pour. Oh. Is this stoma or is that something else? That might be a completely unrelated part of, I think that's probably not what this is. What is this? 1962 Beatles hit, Love Me Do? Oh, maybe this is that really what this is? Okay. I thought I was misremembering elements of botanical anatomy. I don't know. Let's see. Friends to Hercule Poirot are amis, well, with an S, because as a Belgian, Hercule Poirot spoke French, so his friends, although in the stories he mainly spoke English, but anyway, friend in French is ami, so we'll put the plural version of that. And then merce by another name. I think this refers to, I think merce is a terrible portmanteau of man purse, which just one of those words I do not enjoy the sound of. So what would this be? Man bag, maybe? I'm not sure this is right, but let's look at the crosses and see. Oh, right, here's part of our theme. Woohoo, the engines are firing, all systems are go, and we are feeling good. Having a blast? This would make sense because the engines are firing, it's astronaut related, so we're blasting off, we're having a blast. I think this is probably right. So I guess what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking excerpts from, ostensibly from the theoretical astronaut's logbook, and then making puns based on their content. That seems like what we're doing. All right, well, we'll keep going. I'll have it on your desk tomorrow. Yes, boss, you might say. Francisco with frescoes. Francisco Goya, the artist. So there we go. And frescoes, of course, type of painting. Oh, sorry. Let me put my phone on airplane. Okay, writer Rand, Ayn Rand, was a novelist. Our lunar rover is collecting samples at long last. It's been sitting in storage for months. Okay, this one I don't have any ideas. Okay, quaint double contraction. Double contraction. Something hasn't or something? Okay, right. I don't know. I'm not sure for this one either. What about this? They're used to catch bugs. Not sure what's going on with that. Wow, okay. Coconut extraction. Oil. Coconut oil would be extracted from coconuts. There we go. Finally something. Playtex product, a bra. Let's look at the downs and see. Oddball. A weirdo. Yep, that's what that is. Great, good, okay. Oh, twasn't maybe? That is quaint. Right, you could say, twasn't true. It wasn't true. So you've contracted it was not twice. Okay, that sounds right, and it's appropriately quaint. So what is cheap and trivial? It's 2-bit. You could say, what kind of 2-bit operation are you running here? And kids, or informally a snack for kids, tots. So children can be referred to as tots, and then you could have tater tots, little fried potato chunks, a snack for kids. Ouch, drifted too far and bonked my head on that darn window, but wow, would you look at the view? That's very specific. Okay, so someone has hurt their head and also sees a great view of the earth, presumably. Maybe the moon. That's very specific. I don't know. Empty nesters lack, question mark. Kids? Or eggs, maybe, if we're doing it in a kind of misdirected sort of way. Probably ends with an S. Bearded blooms. Oh, there's a plant, there's a flower called something's beards, but I don't remember what it is. But I bet it'll be these. I can't remember what it is. That's annoying. Steam engine sound. A hiss, maybe? Oh, our lunar rover is collecting samples at long last. It's been sitting in storage for much. Maybe this is the name of the lunar rover? I don't remember their names. What about this? I'm not sure this is right. I'm just going to look at these crosses. Cops catch a perpetrator. That's right. It could suspected criminal. Feminine hygiene product. A pad, presumably, is the answer here. That would make sense. And then Vegas casino with a musical name. Aria is a musical name, so that could be right. I think I've seen that before, that casino name. I think that's probably correct. Bearded, irises. Oh, okay, never mind. That's not what I was thinking. I thought it was something more evocative, like lion's beards or something like that. I don't know what I was thinking. But anyway, irises looks like the answer because it's a flower. Oh, okay, gather thee is wrong, but gather seems to be correct. And blank golf, the reason I think the was wrong is because I think this is disc golf. So, frisbee, the frisbee sport. Born in France, nay. So this is the feminine past participle, meaning born in the language French, but it's also often used in English. Oops, zoned out for a sec. Houston, can you retransmit our coordinates? Oh, lost in space. Okay, so that's the name of an old television show. And then, but having a blast is just a phrase. Okay, so I think these are just phrases, and they could come from anywhere, idiomatic language or some piece of culture, who knows. All right, channel with silent Sunday nights programming must be Turner Classic Movies, which shows classic movies, such as silent films on Sunday nights, apparently. Orange sushi topper is roe. You could have orange fish eggs roe topping your sushi. And down says see 4 across, and 4 across says do or do not. There is no try. So that's Yoda in The Empire Strikes Back, I guess. And Yoda goes there. Right, okay. Quaker in the woods. So aspen trees famously quake. They quake in the wind. So that's our answer. It does not refer to a Quaker, the member of the group, the Quakers, the Society of Friends. Okay, 27 down, DC VIP. POTUS, probably, President of the United States. And the best of the best, top something? Top dogs? No, G probably wouldn't go here. Former Labor Secretary Robert Reich was Bill Clinton's Labor Secretary. That would be a tough one if you didn't have a U.S. political context. Best of the best, top, I don't know. Sounds to me like, or maybe I hear now, where a batter goes for a bunt, Right, okay, so bunt is probably bunt cake. So this doesn't refer to someone batting in baseball and bunting the ball, but rather to batter used to bake a cake. So it goes in the cake pan, probably. She's a believer, a nun. So a nun is a religious believer, or one category of religious believer. And then sounds to me like, could this be cake tin? Best of the best. No, it's probably top something. Okay, not sure. I'm going to leave that for now. Call me, exclamation point. What does that mean? Why do we have an exclamation point? Usually the exclamation point means this is being declared about the answer rather than being a synonym or definition of the answer. But I don't see what it is exactly. Sixth word in the Gettysburg Address. Right. 7 years ago, I believe, are the first 6 words of the Gettysburg Address. So ago, this was delivered by President Abraham Lincoln on the field of Gettysburg. Okay. Tommy Lee Jones's role in Men in Black. Oh, he was agent, and then the agents in the film Men in Black each had a single letter code name. Was he? I think they might have been J and K. He was older, so probably the earlier letter, so J maybe? Sounds to me, no, that doesn't look right. L? No. I don't know what this is. Maybe Cake Pan is wrong. No, best of the best is top tier. No, that is right. Okay. So then what about this? Oh, farfalle shapes. Those are that's pasta shaped like bow ties or butterflies. Okay. Unfortunately, that doesn't help me with the agent. Oh, what's this? Oh, London's Kew Gardens. Yes, here in London, Kew Gardens, very big, famous botanical gardens. Kind of way out of the way a little bit. All right. Sounds to me like I take it. Yes. Okay, it is Agent K. Did I? Oh, no. All right. I thought it was the earlier letter, but I was wrong. Okay. Well, there we go. That's fine. I take it, you might say. I understand this to be true. CSU or USC abbreviation, or well, either one is a school. So this says this is. Well, I don't know what these are. USC is the University of Southern California. CSU could just be California State University, but it's probably not that, because that's not a school, that's a school system. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The important thing is that if you figured out these are schools, you notice that it's only referring to one of them, CSU or USC. So it's a single school. I'll get my phone to stop, sorry. So one school, not plural schools, because we're not saying both of them. We're saying just one or the other. Thrilled to report that we've made it to lunar orbit. Over the moon. There we go. That's the straightforward one. We're over the moon, that we've made it to lunar orbit, to orbiting around the moon. Okay, Juno is to Roman as Hera is to Greek. So this is Juno, the Roman name of Hera, the Greek goddess. Where to walk the walk? Question mark. Road something? I don't think so. What about up here? Dust Bowl era migrants. Right, okay, so migrants, Okies, Oklahomans, that's a Dust Bowl era phrase. And is that the Grapes of Wrath, I think? About Okies novel. Anyway, I've not actually read it. Let's see. But anyway, that'll be the right answer. Sources of vitamin C for short. I'm not really sure what this is referring to. Yeah, I don't know. Fine by me. Okay, then. I feel there are probably several possibilities for this, but let's just try the okay bit and see if that works. Quick left, say. Zag, maybe, as in if you're zigging and zagging, and the say means for example. So maybe in this case, the zag is a quick left turn. Need not be, but that's why it says say, because it's just one example of what a zag could be. I think that's probably right. Whoops, zag is what I meant to type. Okay, what is this? Sources of vitamin C for short. Maybe zag is wrong. I don't really know what's going on with this clue. Wavering vocal effects. Oh, vibratos. Maybe, okay, yeah, this is wrong. Sorry. Okay, so a wavering effect in music is a vibrato, a kind of sort of controlled intentional wobble. So what about this? Quick left, say. Oh, a jab. Right, okay. So it's a 1-2 punch in boxing. That's what we're looking for. Oh, so OJs, orange juices, are sources of vitamin C. I see. Okay. And then the Euphrates bisects it, abbreviation is Syria. So there we go. The Euphrates River bisects Syria. Great. All right, general acknowledgements. I'm wondering if the question mark indicates a bit of a pun. I'm wondering if it's referring to a general in the military, so a way to acknowledge a general. Ta-ta, sir? I don't, that sounds weird. Okay, and just like that, sky and clouds are behind. Oh, I bet okay then is wrong. I bet that's wrong. Fine by me. Okay, sure, maybe. And just like that, sky. The reason I changed that is because these crosses didn't look good with what I had before. So, enroll within. Log in? It's not really enrolling. I'm not sure. Snappish. Testy, if you're a little bit snappish, maybe you're a little bit, you're acting impatient, you're slightly testy. So enroll within. Put in, if you put in for a job, it doesn't, still not quite right. That's more of to apply. Spoils, loot. So the spoils of war, the loot, the reward. So general acknowledge. Oh, salute. Oh, salute, of course. Salutes, because it says acknowledgements. So the way to acknowledge a general, and I was right, it is in the military in this case, would be to salute them. Okay, great. Like some clouds and kittens. Fluffy. Fluffy clouds, fluffy kittens. Oh, former Senator Trent Lott was a U.S. senator, so there's another U.S. political clue. All right, moving in 0G is just blissful. Floating on air. So floating on air means you're over the moon, to reuse one of those. But it means you're very happy, you're in bliss. So that could be the answer to this, because it says just blissful, and then moving in 0G would be, I suppose, sort of in a way, literally floating on air. Oh, what is this? Is that a hat? No, it's a U. Sorry, I genuinely can't quite make out what this symbol is. Is it a moth? I'm just guessing that because it says MT. I cannot see what that is. Sorry. I have to keep this window small so that it fits in. It's not worth explaining, but to fit it in my recording software and all of that in my monitor, I need it to be small. Okay, where to walk the walk? I'm not sure. Aye, aye, Captain, on it. I'm doing it. The Monstars in Space Jam, e.g., for short. I've actually never seen Space Jam, but from the title, Space Jam, presumably they're aliens, so ETs, extraterrestrials. A moat? A mite? What is that? I don't know. Sorry, I don't know what that emoji is. Dominates, slangily, owns. If someone owns somebody in a sport, for instance, they really dominate them. Oh, you walk the walk on a runway. So this is a fashion model. Oh, mute. Why is that mute? Sorry, I cannot identify what that image is. It's completely baffling to me. I hope this is all correct. It feels like the rest of it is, at least. Anyway, I'm going to have to move on. Keep reminding someone, say, is to nag them. Seize the day of today is YOLO. You only live once, people say, with the same essential meaning as seize the day. Just go for it. Let borrow. To loan something to someone is to let them borrow it. Terrarium animals. Oh, I'm not sure. Make malleable using heat. Oh no, this doesn't look right. Floating on air must be right, but let borrow clearly isn't. Well, let's go back up to this incomplete area. Mathematician's creation. So a mathematician could create a proof in order to demonstrate the validity of an assertion. And then to enroll, to opt in, to choose to do something. There we go. And just like that, sky and clouds are behind us. Out of the world, just like that, sky and clouds are behind us. Out of the blue. Oh, out of the blue. There we go. Right. We've left the blue sky behind and now we're in the void of space. Okay. I think that's probably what's going on. Like some wonders, one-hit wonders. So musical artists who only have one famous release or one-hit wonders. And then Chaney of Horror, Lon Chaney. I think maybe, was he referred to as the Man of a Thousand Faces? Anyway, he was in many horror films. Okay, and I think we've looked at all the rest of these. Exotic pet, an iguana maybe? Not very exotic, but certainly more exotic than a cat or a dog. Company aptly hidden in Japanese games, right? Have I ever noticed that before? Probably not. Anyway, Sega, which was actually founded in the United States. I think Sega was actually founded in Hawaii, although it did relocate to Japan and is now a Japanese company, but it didn't start that way, I don't think. Anyway, I could be wrong. Someone tell me if I'm wrong. Feminine hygiene product. Tampon. Okay, there's our counterpart to our pad from earlier. And then a beach bum is a person who hangs around on the beach. Oh, sorry. I've only just noticed that we have, I guess, what looks like a spacecraft. Maybe a space shuttle. Maybe it looks like. It looks a little more like the proportions look more like a space shuttle than a rocket to me. But there we have it. It's certainly some kind of spacecraft illustrated in the grid. Anyway, sorry. Let's go back to here. One card left, Uno, you might say, in the card game Uno, in which you need to make that cry in that situation. Temple official, so a dean in a religious sort of hierarchy, probably. Is that right? Re-entry time. Let's make sure we do this simply and practically. Don't overthink it. I'm not sure. Let borrow, right, not sure about that. Terrarium animals, I can't think about that either. Make malleable using heat. Oh, to anneal metal, to be able to, as it says, make it malleable and reform it. Let's see, let borrow, lend. Oh, what did I say? Oh, I said loan. Lend, okay, same idea. More accurate word in this case, it seems. Things checked at baggage checks. ID tags, maybe? ID tags on luggage? I'm not sure this is right. Oh, but this looks okay. Oh, well, this is just plural. Microdosing drug. You could microdose LSD, psychotropic drug. There we go. And then like some advice, sage advice, so wise advice. And hot pot. I don't know. Terrarium and newts maybe. Are newts held in terraria? You could imagine holding newts in terraria. Okay. So hot pot. Oh, a tea kettle maybe. There we go. So it's not referring to hot pot, the dish of dipping meat and vegetables into hot broth, but rather literally a pot you'd use to boil water to make tea. All right, green lit, okayed. So re-entry time. Let's make sure we do this simply and practically. Oh, down to Earth. Right. Okay. Very good. So re-entry is literally going down to the planet Earth, and also doing things simply and practically is doing them in a down-to-earth manner. Okay, great. To go steady with someone, to date them, to see them, and really hurt is smart. If something smarts, it really hurts. Okay. One getting fired after a strike. A match, right. You strike a match and it lights a fire. Go silent with up. To clam up is to go silent. Chops, hews maybe. So if you hew, wood, you're chopping it. Cause to jump. If you startle someone, you cause them to jump. And a unit often used exaggeratively. So a ton. Yeah, it was a ton of leaves on my lawn, but probably not. All right, basis for some civil cases. Tort law. There we go. So tort, sort of wrong done in a legal sense. And so that would be the basis for some cases you might file, civil cases. Record label for Whitney Houston. I don't know her record label. What about this? Olympic tracks, anthems. So in this case, national anthems being played at the Olympics for the participating athletes. And then I can't believe I can't think of this record label. I mean, I'm not surprised I don't know whose Whitney Houston's is specifically, but I just think I wish I could just remember a record label that fits there. Indian flatbread is probably non. It could be roti, though, which might be better against this. Oh, Arista? That's a record label, I think. Close to closed. Close to closed. I don't know if that's close or close or if it even matters. What about this? Oh, close or close. A jar, if it's close? I don't know. Part of an udder, the teat of a cow's udder. I think that's probably the answer. Oh, close is near. Right, that's straightforward. Okay, so musician who sang about a 77 down, which is, this will be theme, I bet. Who's on a mission in today's puzzle? Rocket Man, maybe? Is this going to be Elton John? Yes, there it is. Okay, so we have a song about a rocket man today. And that is, of course, the classic song by Elton John, the musician who sang about a rocket man. There we go. Very good. So this is a jar. Okay, so it's close to closed. It's a door that's almost closed, but not quite. It's a jar. And burning bridges, e.g., that's an example of the crime of arson. To cause someone to blush is to abash them, to sort of embarrass them. And then a chopper could be an axe. Maybe you use it to hew that aforementioned wood. Novelist Dayton, Len Dayton is a novelist that I at least recognize. And strong-willed daughter on Downton Abbey. Oh, Sybil was one of the daughters in Downton Abbey, whose name I believe is spelled Sybil. So here we have, he placed a call to Armstrong and Aldrin minutes after their landing. That's Nixon, former President Richard Nixon, who also had a speech prepared in case something went wrong and the astronauts died. And I think it was labeled in case of moon disaster or in event of moon disaster or something like that, which is an incredibly ominous way for that letter to have been labeled. But I mean, makes sense. It's what would have happened. Ventriloquist Shirley Dinsdale was the first person to win one, 1949. Yeah, an Emmy Award, the U.S. Television Award, maybe? Creatures mummified in ancient Egypt. Cats were revered in ancient Egypt and sometimes mummified. There are just enormous quantities of cat mummies. They were just finding that, I mean, those things were just archaeologically popping up left and right, cat mummies. To the point where I think someone actually had a business where they would collect cat mummies and I think basically turn them into fertilizer. There were just so many of these things being exhumed. Anyway, insult. To slam somebody is to insult them. Shoe secured with a click. Oh, ski boot. Yes, you click in boots into the skis. We will rock you, e.g. That's a chant from the great Queen song. That is such an interesting song. I mean, obviously, it's become ubiquitously used in sort of sporting contexts and so on, but the actual totality of the music and arrangement of that song is incredibly interesting. It's so unusual for a sort of 2-minute, pop or rock song. Anyway, kind of number system in which 7 is the highest digit. Octal, right? So a base 8 system, you use the digits 0 to 7, and then when you get to what we would call 8 in our system, you then move, you sort of reset the way that we do at 10. Domain's partner in math. Range, domain, and range, those both deal with mathematics in some form. Last book of the Old Testament. Oh, okay, wouldn't have known this off the top of my head, but it looks like it's Malachi, which I recognize as being a book of the Old Testament, but it turns out it's the last one, it looks like. Lay low, right, okay, so this is probably moo. So this is a punny clue. We can tell by the question mark. So a lay is a in this case is a field, a meadow, and then low refers to an animal lowing or mooing. So there we go. It's run up, then rung up. An open tab, right? Okay, you could have a tab open at a bar, and then they ring it up and charge you at the end. Green trattoria topping. Oregano is an herb that could be, could be served in a trattoria in an Italian restaurant. So, month when the Titanic sank, April. Certainly didn't know that, but that's the answer, it seems. And gymnast Suni Lee. There we go. I think I've heard that name at least. Empty nesters lack right. So this could be kids or eggs, I guess, if it's being punny and talking about birds. Our lunar rover is connecting samples at long last. It's been sitting in storage for months. Gather. I think this is going to be the name of a lunar rover, but I can't remember what it's called. That's so frustrating. Okay, be nerdy without. Geek out, maybe? Nerd out is obviously not possible because nerd is in the clue. Yeah, it could be geek out. Let's try it and see. Empty nesters lack. It is eggs. Okay, it is the punny version. There we go. Gather. I can't believe I can't remember what this is. That's so infuriating. All right. Ouch. Drifted too far and bonked my head on that darn window. But wow, would you look at the view? Oh, see something? Seeing stars. That's what it is. Because, yes, if you hit your head and have a kind of, I don't know, minor concussion or something, that's often represented in cartoons and so on as stars sort of orbiting around your head. And then, of course, in this case, in the situation being depicted, you are literally seeing stars out the window. Risk a ticket to speed would be to risk a speeding ticket on a motorway. And then, oh no, it's just gathering dust. Okay, no wonder I couldn't think of a name that sat in here. Right, okay, so the lunar rover is collecting moon dust, and I forgot about the bit where it's been sitting in storage for months. I wasn't really factoring that in. That's the thing that's gathering dust. Something's just sitting around. All right, Rummy Cub piece. This is a tile-based game. I've never played it. I don't really know anything about it. I remember reading about it one time, but I couldn't tell you very much. Anyway, the answer is tile, I think. Large white sheet, an ice, sort of like a glacial sheet or something. Large white sheet. I'm not sure. What about this one up here? Setting. In lieu? No. Huh. We can't quite see that. Storage facility. A shed, maybe? Setting. I can't see what this is. Window, e.g. pane? No. Okay. Huh. Pirate ship features. Clinks? To throw someone in the clink? I don't think that's right. Crash before dinner. I'm not really sure what that's referring to either. Blank modus in rebus, moderation in all things. I don't know this either. Oof, okay. Green trattoria topping, a pesto maybe. So in this case, a sauce as opposed to the oregano from before. You could, I guess, conceivably put oregano in pesto, although it wouldn't be as traditional, I don't think. Anyway, swanky, posh, something upscale or fancy. Bouncer in an alleyway. What would be bouncing in an alleyway? I assume this doesn't refer to a bouncer from a nightclub. I assume that the question mark is indicating something punnier than that, but I'm not sure. Really, really big. I don't know. My Siorna is a 1970s song. There we go. Replacement of a computer part without powering down. Oh, a hot swap? Yeah, I think that's what you call that, because hot is often used to mean sort of change something with, in software, you could have a sort of hot fix where you push an update to something while it's still live. So hot swap would make sense. Replacement of a part without powering down. Large white sheet. Oh, an ice cap. Okay, I think I was on the right basic track there. So this could be an ice cap on a mountain, or maybe the polar ice cap, maybe more likely. Okay, bouncer in an alleyway. An echo. Oh, right. Okay, the sound bounces around in an alleyway because the walls are close to one another. Really, really big. Oceanic means big. So in a mood, there we go. I don't think we saw that clue before. And so far is, oh, okay. All these things have happened so far. They've happened to now. They've happened to date. Okay, so window, e.g. Oh, a prime seat? A good seat in an aircraft? Not sure if that's what we're looking for. Blank modus in rebus. I don't know this. I don't know Latin. Est would be my guess. Crash before dinner. Pirate ship features. Okay, right. I'm out of new things. Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. Stat that doesn't apply to EVs. Stat that doesn't apply to electric vehicles would be MPG, miles per gallon, because obviously, range and efficiency of electric vehicles is measured differently and doesn't relate to gallons of fuel. Setting. Oh, milieu. Okay, your setting is your milieu, your kind of surroundings. So what are the pirate ship features? Oh, planks, as in walking the plank. The platform past which one walks to be plunged into the sea for to be executed, essentially. Window, e.g. Oh, it's just plain seat, I think. Just a seat on a plane. Okay. And crash before dinner. Dinner gong. Ring the dinner gong, and then the gong makes a crash when you strike it. So here we have a storage facility as a silo, not a shed, and it is est modus in rebus, moderation in all things. There we go, and that's it. That was our Sunday crossword from the Astronaut's Logbook. Very nice. We have a number of statements presumably attributed to the Rocket Man, who's on a mission in today's puzzle, as sung about by Elton John. And let's see, we're going to have to find these. It might be easier to find them by reading the clues. So, were there not any in the... Oh, there weren't any in the acrosses. Okay, that's nice. It makes sense that they would all be in the downs because this is a very vertically oriented theme because we're firing up into space. Maybe this is meant to be a rocket. Anyway, let's look at our theme clues. Woohoo, the engines are firing, all systems are go, and we are feeling good, having a blast. Oh, these are in order, I suppose. That makes sense. They're from the logbook. And just like that, sky and clouds are behind us, out of the blue. Oops, zoned out for a sec. Houston, can you retransmit our coordinates? Lost in space. But fortunately, thrilled to report that we've made it to lunar orbit over the moon. Our lunar rover is collecting samples at long last. It's been sitting in storage for months, gathering dust. Moving in 0G is just blissful, floating on air. Ouch, drifted too far and bonked my head on that darn window, but wow, would you look at the view, seeing stars. And finally, re-entry time. Let's make sure we do this simply and practically, down to Earth. So there we go, a nice complete story from liftoff back to Earth. And that's that. That's from the Astronaut's Logbook by Daniel Bodley. A nice, fun theme, not too taxing, I don't think, of a puzzle or a theme, which is always nice on a Sunday because it is a big grid. I don't want to be waylaid too long. So there we have it. It was our Rocket Man related theme. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back tomorrow for the simpler and much quicker and smaller Monday crossword. So do join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Sunday. Take care.